published this piece about inferred links. I'd seen lots of chatter around, how important are links, and I'd seen a lot of folks in the sort of digital PR and general public relations field seeing things kind of this co-occurrence between, gosh, we do a lot of press and publicity. Lots of people start searching for our brand and like associating our brand with a problem or a topic. And then we suddenly seem to rank in Google. And we didn't do any link building, and we don't even have very many links. And, this is really interesting. And I don't think that's coincidence, right? My opinion is that Google's machine learning systems, which are deep learning systems now, are essentially interpreting data like, lots of people search for this brand around this topic. Lots of people, when they see this brand or this website or this particular page, this article in our search results around this topic, they tend to solve their problem at that place. Well, let's rank those things higher, and let's look for signals on the web of all kinds that might indicate that those are right things to rank. And I don't think this is human beings, right? It's not like it was in 2008, where you got a bunch of engineers sitting around a table, back when, who was it, Stephen Levy or whoever wrote In the Plex?
In the Plex,
right? You sit around a table and they like judge an algorithm and decide what to raise or lower. Google has to operate in hundreds of languages with trillions of searches. You get a machine to do it, right? It's like, what thing is correlating? Which signals are correlating with better results? Okay, pump that signal up for these types of searches.
Okay, that makes sense. And I think the part in your article that started to get a little bit of controversy, or maybe discussion is a better way to put it, is when you talked about inferred links. Can you share what you mean by inferred links on the web?
Yeah. So essentially, I'm just, when I say inferred links, what I mean is any type of signal that does not have a direct link, but that appears on the web in a way that Google's crawlers can interpret an association between a brand or a website, an organization, a person, whatever, an entity, right? That in SEO world, I know people like to use the word entity, even though it's not broadly understood outside of SEO, and some topic or some set of keywords or some a word or phrase or specific phrasing, a hashtag, whatever it is, right, that associates those two things. So maybe it could be the case that you see, I don't know, in my fingers crossed, I hope this is true world, over time, I hope that when you search for audience intelligence, SparkToro appears somewhere in the top few results. And that's not because we have a bunch of links with the anchor text audience intelligence, or even because we necessarily have gotten links at all. But when Google crawls the web and they see people on Twitter saying, SparkToro is a great audience intelligence tool, no link, no reference, but SparkToro and audience intelligence. And then they see a piece in, I'm trying to think of The Verge, right? The Verge is a technology site, and they've like covered SparkToro, right? So here's some data from SparkToro, an audience intelligence tool, which said that 51% of Donald Trump's Twitter followers were, inactive or fake. So there's no link. There's no, it's not talking about audience intelligence, but SparkToro, audience intelligence appear there. Google can kind of connect the dots the same way a human being can. Right? We have this, we read content, we hear podcasts, we are exposed to media, we have conversations, and we start to build associations based on that. Like we know that whatever it is, right? That when we think of space shuttles, we think of NASA.
Right.
Because that's just how our brains associate things because of what we've been exposed to. And I think Google is the same way, right? It's getting smarter and smarter. It can start to recognize these things. It doesn't, long term, I can't imagine it requiring links in order to make those associations. Are links still helpful for crawling the web? Absolutely. Do links still help with rankings? Definitely. I'm not saying any of those. I'm not denying any of those. But I would make the case that, look, we all see Google getting smarter about this stuff. We all see stuff outranking things with more links and more anchor text links and going, well, maybe there's something else going on. I think this is the something else that's going on.